was
Live
the
streaming
tradition.
is
One
on.
traditional dish is plato paceño, sajta, and uh, in some cases fast food like fried chicken and some hamburgers. And that's it.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, it was a good answer as well. I think that it was pretty solid. Let me show you how. I think that nobody else was here when we listened to the instruction. So I'm gonna show you how it should be done. Okay. So I'm gonna do this myself. Where I live in Bolivia, traditional dishes are very common and popular, especially for lunch. Many people prefer meals like sopa de maní, silpancho, or salteñas because they are filling and part of our culture. Families often eat traditional food at homes or in local restaurants. However, fast food is also popular mainly among young people in cities. For example, burgers and fried chicken are common where people are busy or going out with friends. Overall, I would say that traditional food is more popular for daily meals, while fast food is chosen for convenience or social occasions. Okay, so that's 45 seconds. Uh, that's something that you could have said. I think that this answer was very similar to Luciana's answer. So it's not so difficult, is it? Let's continue. I'm gonna go ahead and show you how this is gonna be scored. Okay, this is from the official TOEFL. Okay, we're gonna see. This is listen and take an interview. So in this case, in take an interview, you're gonna have test takers participate in a simulated conversation with a pre-recorded interview. Scores for this task type range from 0 to 5. Okay, so let's please read. Uh, Kevin, could you please read the score 5 and 4?
Yeah, okay. Score 5 description: a fully successful response. The response fully addresses the question and it is clear and fluent. A typical response exhibits the following: the response is on topic and well elaborated. Good conversational speaking piece is maintained with appropriate and natural use of pauses. Pronunciation is easily intelligible. Rhythm and intonation effectively convey meaning. A range of accurate grammar and vocabulary allows clear expression of precise meanings. Score 4: a generally successful response. The response addresses the question and it is reasonably clear. Reasonably clear. A typical response exhibits the following: the response is on topic and elaborated, but it may lack effective sentence level connectors. Good speaking piece is generally maintained with some pausing that may minimally affect flow. Intelligibility and meaning are not impeded by pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation, although occasional words phrases may require minor effort to understand. Grammar and vocabulary are adequate to express general meanings most of the time.
Okay, thank you very much, Kevin. Please, Luciana, could you help me read 3, 2, and 1?
Okay. Score 3. Description: a partially successful response. The response addresses the question but with limited elaboration and or clarity. A typical response exhibits the following: the response is generally on topic, but elaboration may be relatively limited. Frequent or length pauses result in a choppy pace. Filler words are frequent. Intelligibly is sometimes affected by inaccuracies in word level pronunciation or stress rhythm. Limited range inaccuracy of grammar and vocabulary noticeably restrict the precision and clarity of meanings. Score 2. Description. A mostly unsuccessful response. The response reflects an attempt to address the question but is not supported in a meaningful and or intelligible way. A typical response exhibits the following. The response is minimally connected to the interviewer's question, but it has little or not relevant elaboration, or it consists mainly of language from the question. Intelligibly is limited. The speakers. Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay. The intelligibly is limited. The speaker's intended meaning is often difficult to discern. The response shows a very limited range of grammar and vocabulary. Score 1. Description. An unsuccessful response. The response minimally addresses the question and it may demonstrate very limited control of language. A typical response exhibits the following. The response is only vaguely connected to language. In the interviewer's question, the response is mostly unintelligible, and the response consists mainly of isolated words or phrases.
Okay, thank you very much, Luciana. And score 0, basically, there's no response, or the response is entirely unintelligible, or there's no English in the response, or, well, if you don't speak, you're going to get a 0. So if you say something that really doesn't make maybe any sense, you're going to get still a 1. Okay, so this hasn't changed too much from the previous TOEFL. Okay, so basically, if you see here, you get a 5 out of 5 here. If everything is effective and it is accurate, okay? So you only need to be clear and fluent, okay? So you don't need like to be perfect here. That's what I want you to understand, okay? It says appropriate or natural use of pauses. And of course, clear expression. So you don't need to use the most sophisticated words out there, okay? You only need to be fairly good. A 4, which is, I think, the score that maybe most of you will get, which is not a bad score. You have some lack of effective sentence level connectors, okay? So here the word connector is very important. Connectors here are key. So, what are connectors? Connectors are words like the fanboys. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. For, and, or, right? But, yet. Coordinated conjunctions, subordinated conjunctions. Well, fanboys are coordinated conjunctions. So, subordinated conjunctions and transition words like however, nonetheless, nevertheless, still, on the other hand. So if you use those words, I think that somebody here said on the other hand. So that's pretty good. So you need to use connectors effectively. And you can have some pauses here. And of course, if the listener requires minor effort to understand, you maybe get a 4. Okay, so if the listener really understands everything without any effort, that's a 5. Okay, and then a 3, which is something that you may get. Okay, 3 and 4 are the scores that maybe most of you here are going to be 3, 4, or 5. I don't think you're going to be at a 0, at a 2 level. 2 is too low. But basically, elaboration is relatively limited. You have some inaccuracies, and of course, accuracy of grammar noticeably restrict the precision and clarity of meanings. Okay, so maybe you're gonna get a 3 some of here, some of the people who are here. Okay, so That's very important. Okay, so we're gonna keep on practicing here with the next one. Is there any question until here? Okay, so if there is no questions, we're gonna listen to the next one.
I see. If you were setting up your own kitchen, would you choose to buy modern tools and appliances, or just stick to the basics and have a few simple items? Why?
We're gonna listen again, please.
I see. If you were setting up your own kitchen, would you choose to buy modern tools and appliances, or just stick to the basics and have a few simple items? Why? I see. If you were setting up your own kitchen, would you choose to buy modern tools and appliances, or just stick to the basics and have a few simple items? Why?
I'm gonna let you listen a few more times.
I see. If you were setting up your own kitchen, would you choose to buy modern tools and appliances, or just stick to the basics and have a few simple items? Why? I see. If you were setting up your own kitchen, would you choose to buy modern tools and appliances, or just stick to the basics and have a few simple items? Why?
One more time.
I see. If you were setting up your own kitchen, would you choose to buy modern tools and appliances, or just stick to the basics and have a few simple items? Why?
I'm gonna give you 3 minutes, please. To prepare.
Am I?
Yes?
Sorry.
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna uh, we're gonna answer here. Does anybody want to be a volunteer here and answer?
Yes, me, please.
Okay, yes, Luciana. So please, I'm gonna give you 45 seconds. So please begin in 3, 2, 1, and go.
In my personal case, I would prefer to set up my kitchen with more modern appliances and tools because these tools and appliances make easier the cooking process, and sometimes they are also easier to clean. For example, I would like to get an ignition stove because it is easier to clean. And on the other hand, I would also like to get an air fryer because it helps you to prepare healthier food. That's it.
Thank you very much. Okay, great. So you said ignition what?
A stove,
Stock?
stove
Okay, stall.
with a
Okay,
V.
okay,
Yeah.
great. Okay. So, yes, it was a perfect answer. So she said she would prefer to set up her kitchen with more modern appliances and tools, right? Because she considers these tools and appliances will make easier the cooking process and they are easy to clean. So she talked about this ignition stall and also an air fryer
Yeah.
because it helps you prepare uh, uh, healthier food. Okay. Okay, great. Is there any other volunteer? Is there any other volunteer?
Hello, teacher. Can I try?
Okay, Alvaro, do you want to go on?
Please try.
Yeah, okay. Do you want to answer?
Yeah, I will. I will.
Okay, so please speak up, okay, because I cannot hear you very well.
Sorry, I have problems with my microphone. I think it's that the problem. Let's see. Can you hear me? Wait, I will.
Try to speak as close as possible to your microphone, okay, as close as possible.
Yeah. Now, can you hear me very well?
Not very well, but let's try. Okay.
Okay.
So please prepare your answer, and you're gonna respond in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Well, in the process for setting my kitchen, I prefer simple items for two reasons. The first reason is easy to get. When you go to the supermarket, for example, you can get easy these devices, and well, it's easy to get. The second reason it's cheap. When you go, whatever you go, the places you want to get this one, it's easy to get, and of course, it's cheap. I prefer the simple items for those reasons, which is easy to get and it's cheap. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, it was also good. Thank you. So you mentioned basically what I would recommend you would be to use more sophisticated words here
Mhm.
because you use the word cheap
Mhm.
very very often.
Mhm.
So that's something that you should try to avoid. You could say, I don't know, affordable or use different words here. Okay, but it was very good as well. Thank you very much. Is there any other volunteer? Otherwise, otherwise, I'm gonna show you how to answer.
I want to try, teacher, please.
Okay, okay. Nancy, let's Please begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
And I will use different kitchen items, but in this case, I will use simple items. In this case, it is important to have access to a variety of items. Only then can we develop better in the kitchen. I believe it is important to know how to use this item and tools for a better result. In my case, simple items are better since knowing them, I can cook whatever I prefer.
Your microphone is off. Did you finish?
Yes, I finished.
Okay, you finished. Okay, great. So it was also very good. What I would recommend you though is to try to use the 45 seconds here. Okay, so I'm gonna show you then how I would respond here. I'm gonna show you how I would respond. Okay, if I were setting up my own kitchen, I would choose modern tools and appliances, but I would still keep the basics. Modern appliances save a lot of time and make cooking easier, especially when I have a busy schedule. For example, a blender or an electric oven helps me prepare meals faster and more efficiently. Nonetheless, basic items like good knives and pans are essential because they are reliable and versatile. Overall, I think combining modern tools with simple basic items is the best option because it offers convenience without losing control over the cooking process. Okay, so that's an example of a 45-second response. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do the next one.
So, teacher, can I say my example?
Do you want to respond? Okay. Yes, you can do it. Please
Okay.
begin speaking in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Okay. First of all, I prefer simple items because I think the cooking traditional food in them it's the same or equals because our traditional food is very simple and delicious. So there's no matter what kind of recipes or appliances you use at the moment to cook. I think simple it's best and
Thank you very much. Okay, so that's 45 seconds. Yes, it was also good.
thank you.
I would recommend you to increase your pace because it was kind of slow. But I think that I understood everything you said. So I think it would be a 4 or a 5 out of 5. And most of you, all of you, I think that that answer here would get a 4 or a 5. I think. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do the next one.
Thank you for your participation. Today, I'd like to ask you some questions about your cooking habits. First, what kind of meals are most common or popular where you live? For example, do people use... Interesting. These days, many people order food online instead of cooking at home. What do you think are the advantages or disadvantages of this trend? Please explain your opinion.
Again, we're gonna listen.
Interesting. These days, many people order food online instead of cooking at home. What do you think are the advantages or disadvantages of this trend? Please explain your opinion. Interesting. These days, Many people order food online instead of cooking at home. What do you think are the advantages or disadvantages of this trend? Please explain your opinion. Interesting. These days, many people order food online instead of cooking at home. What do you think are the advantages or disadvantages of this trend? Please explain your opinion.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you 3 minutes to prepare your answer here. And then we're gonna do the last one.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you. We're gonna do volunteers again. Is there any volunteer here?
Here.
Okay, so please,
here.
I'm gonna give you 45 seconds to respond. Please hold on just a second. Please start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Order food online, I think it has more advantage than disadvantage for two reasons. The first reason, I think you can save time. For example, when you prepare your your lunch, it takes at least a half hour. But if you order online, just it takes 5 minutes. The second reason is you have many options. For example, I prefer to Pollos Copacabana because they are very cheap and they send in very fast. Thank you.
Okay, I liked your answer because it was very uh, uh, you gave two reasons. That's what I liked. Okay, the fact that you said reason one, reason two, and that's what everybody here needs to do. You need to start structuring your answer. So that was good. The thing I would improve is I think that some things like you said half hour, it's half an hour, and those things that could really make you appear as somebody who's not as proficient in English. So I think you would get a 4 or a 5. No, a 4. I think you would get a 4, to be honest with you. But that's not a bad grade. A 4 out of 5, that's not a bad grade. Because of the fact that you miss those things. Okay, is there any other person who wants to answer here?
Here,
Okay, Cristal, please begin in
okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Okay, in my opinion, I think order food online is helpful when you are occupied or tired, but cooking at home is healthier and you know what you are eating. For this reason, I prefer to cook at home most of the time. And uh, mm, the second reason I think is for people to has a personal diet, and I think for that reason is convenient.
Great. Okay, so the thing that I would say here, it would be to well, some little mistakes here and there. People who have, not people who has. But the rest was fine. I think that it was a very good structure. You had two reasons. That's fine. Very good. Is there any other person who wants to answer here?
Me.
Okay, so please, Luciana, start in 3, 2, 1, and go.
I think that ordering food online has its advantages and its disadvantages. For example, one advantage is that you can get your food whenever and wherever, and especially it helps when you are having a busy day. On the other hand, some disadvantages are that many online food delivery platforms offers only fast food, so you're not eating healthy. And on the other hand, you're spending too much money on these food delivery services.
Great job. I think yeah, that you would get still. I think that you would get a 5 because of your level. Uh, However, you said deliver, delivery platforms offers. Should have been offer.
Yeah.
That's a little mistake, to be honest. I think that the response was so good that anyway you would get a 5. I'm pretty sure. But yes, you would get a 5 because there are some times that the response is so good, or the person realizes, because you can realize who really has a strong level of English, right? And the TOEFL has traditionally, really traditionally in all of the versions, if you make one mistake or two mistakes, but your level is very strong, you still get the highest grade. Okay, so that's for you to relax a little bit, because maybe you say,
Okay.
oh, I made a mistake, I'm not going to have the highest score. That's not true. So with people that have really a good strong English like you, Luciana, I think that in this case you would get a 5 out of 5. Okay, so I'm
That
going to
really
show
answers
you
really well.
how to
Thank
answer.
you.
Okay, so I'm going to show you how I would answer this. These days, ordering food online has several disadvantages, but there are also some disadvantages. One major advantage is convenience, because people can save time and avoid cooking after a long day. It also gives access to many different restaurants and types of food. However, a disadvantage is that ordering food online can be expensive, especially if people do it often. In addition, it is usually less healthy than home-cooked meals, since many restaurant dishes contain more fat and salt. Overall, I think ordering food online is useful occasionally, but cooking at home is better for health and budget. That's a 45 answer, the 45-second answer that really could fit here. Okay, so we saw how the interview is gonna be here. Okay, we saw that. So you're gonna have 4 questions in an interview. We worked on 3, didn't we? But in the TOEFL, you're gonna have 4 questions on the interview. Okay, so that's very important. There are gonna be 4 questions right here. Okay, so that's it for today. I'm gonna see you tomorrow, and we're gonna continue working on this. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good night.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
you.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye. See you.